Well, hey there, American farmsteaders. This is Jenny with the Gramstead Family Farm.
And Donna with Hazel Bell Farm.
And we are coming to y'all from Northeast Florida as two farmsteaders doing our best to grow our own food and share our homesteading experiences with you in hopes that you will grow a little bit of food of your own.
Yeah, yes. And so this week we are talking about preserving that food that we're growing. And even if not, if you're picking it up from a small farmer or local farm, buying in bulk.
Absolutely. It doesn't really matter how you're getting it.
Put it up on the shelf.
Put it up on the shelf. Yeah. That's kind of the season that we're in right now. It is cherry tomato season for sure.
Dear Lord, is it ever.
And cucumber season. I'm picking a lot of cucumbers.
Yeah. Berries.
Yes.
Still. Mm-hmm. We're at the end of our berries, but they're coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot happening right now. So we thought we'd talk with you guys. We did a preserving episode a while back, but
probably this time last year.
Yeah. But we thought we would give you some real life examples of what we're doing right now with what we're bringing in.
Yes. My big thing has been cucumbers and pickles. Yeah, because I've been on a mission. A couple years ago, I had this huge flush of cucumbers, and we were able to can enough pickles to put up on the shelf for almost the whole entire year. But then when we got towards the end, we were not enjoying those pickles anymore because they were just mush. You know, they had been processed in the water bath canner, and they were just mushy when it came down to it. So this year I've been on a mission to not have mushy pickles.
So tell us what your refrigerator pickle recipe is. And then I mentioned last week our newer pickle recipe, and I'll talk about that if you want.
Yeah, well, I was looking because I'm like, I don't want to make everything into refrigerator pickles,
right?
For my cucumbers. So I was just nosing around on the internet trying to find some different recipes of what I can do with the cucumbers. And I ended up finding a recipe that was just like you were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the slow pasteurization process.
Yeah.
To not end up with mushy pickles.
Right.
So in that article, they had a bunch of different recipes, and they had a really good cucumber relish.
Ooh.
Yes, recipe. And so it's, cucumbers and sweet peppers. And of course, I put spicy peppers in it because I don't do anything not spicy when I make stuff like that. So, but their whole article, it gave you instructions. It would tell you with each recipe, can you do the slow pasteurization?
Right.
Or do you need a water bath can it? So I'll probably just water bath can the cucumber relish.
Can we link the article in our notes? Okay.
Yeah, I will. I'll give you the link for it, and we'll put it in the notes. And all these recipes that we'll share, we'll put in the notes.
Okay.
That way y'all can check them out if you want to. But yesterday, so I worked on this relish all day yesterday. It was a process because it's a big batch. It'll make I think it said 8 or 9 pints. So it's a pretty decent sized batch.
Okay.
So it was a lot of chopping, and I got rid of a lot of cucumbers in the process. But it took a while to chop everything, and then you have to salt it and let it sit, and then you got to drain it and squeeze the water out, and then you got to ice it again.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So, and then you you make up your mixture, and you pour the mixture over the vegetables, and then you refrigerate that for 24 hours. So when I get home this afternoon, it will be cooking it, packing it, and processing it.
Ready to can.
And I just said to myself yesterday, this was a heck of a process for you can buy relish at the store for $2.
Oh, shut up. We don't need that negativity right now. It's like 50-cent yellow squash we were talking about.
But I tasted the relish, even though it's not done. I had to taste it this morning, and it tastes really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I'm excited about it.
I hope it cans well.
Yeah, hopefully so. Being that it's all chopped up,
we don't go through very much relish in our house. The only time we ever really use relish is some of us like it on hot dogs.
Yeah.
And we don't do hot dogs as a family meal very often.
Yeah, no. We'll put it on sandwiches and burgers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Brats. We don't really do hot dogs.
Yeah,
so.
brats, I guess, some smoked sausage, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So we'll link that recipe. It's a lengthy process, but I think it's going to be worth it. And
mine's a little easier.
Is it?
Well, it's not relish, so that's not really fair to say.
Okay.
But mine is you just, you start with your cucumbers. I think this makes 8 pounds of cucumbers, and you cut off your blossom end.
Okay.
First. I cut off both ends.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't know why I do, but it's supposed to be blossom end.
Yeah.
So that blossom end, if you leave it on, can cause some bitterness in your cucumbers or in your pickles.
I wondered about that.
Yeah. So I cut off both ends. You make a brine that they soak in for anywhere from 12 hours to 7 days. Usually mine's a day.
Right.
I've done 3 batches of this year.
Okay.
And it's been a day, and 7 days because time. And so this brine is 1 quart of, I use warm water to dissolve 3/4 cup of salt.
Okay.
You can use any salt, pickling salt, plain salt. I use Redmond's real salt with everything. And then you're going to add enough cold water to make 2 gallons total. So another 7 quarts of cold water.
Okay.
And then let them sit in that. Now, I put that in I use my water bath canner pot, put all that in. The cucumbers are going to want to float. So I use a pie plate on top to weigh it down.
Yeah.
And that keeps them
Keep them under.
submerged. Yeah. So you might want to weight it with something. When they come out and you're ready to can, the canning brine is 8 cups of water, 6 cups of regular white vinegar. Don't try to use like an apple cider with the raw or, with the mother.
Right.
Just a good white vinegar. 1/4 cup of sugar. You could probably leave that out if you wanted. You might be able to substitute with to grab some sweetness with some sweet peppers if you wanted. But I do the sugar.
Yeah.
1/2 cup of salt and pickling spices of your choosing. So you could buy that, like, is it Mrs. Wager's pickling?
Yeah, it's like a pickling spice that's already done. It's got everything in it.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times. I usually add that. I think it's a tablespoon per quart size jar. And then dill. You could use fresh dill or dried dill. Probably a teaspoon.
That fresh dill is so much better.
It is so good.
It is so good.
Yeah.
I love it.
I even like to use dill seed.
Okay.
If I don't have enough of the fresh dill or dried dill, I'll use the dill seed, and it helps give it some punch. New clean, or a clove of garlic goes in each jar also in mine. So this is like, you can really play with the flavors however you like, but that's how I did it. 1/2 teaspoon of mustard seed. I think that's it. I think that's all I put in there. And then they go 180 to 185 degrees for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, right. And that's the low pasteurization process.
Yep.
So anything higher than that temperature, that's where you're going to start getting into the mushy pickle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about the batch that I did at 7 days in that first brine.
Are you?
Yeah, because they weren't as crisp as the others. They weren't mushy at all, but I don't know. They'll eat.
Yeah. And I was reading something else online that was talking about how to end up with a crispier pickle. And of course, picking fresh cucumbers and using them, like if you're going to go out and pick a bunch of cucumbers, go ahead and plan to make pickles that day or the next day, sometime soon anyway.
Yeah.
To get the crispier pickle, and soaking them in ice water.
Yeah. So that 12 hours to 7 days helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that in the refrigerator. Let them soak in the fridge.
In the fridge.
Yeah. I don't think I said that. And I also don't think I said, sometimes I will use that calcium chloride pickling.
The pickle crisp.
Stuff. Yeah. Yeah. If I have it, I'll use it. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah. I have some. I've used it kind of here and there. It's not really something I've really been trying to stick to recipes is what I've been trying to do, because I'm typically not a rule follower or a recipe follower. And I've really been trying to stick with the recipes. Like I was really questioning this relish recipe. I was struggling with it yesterday. And I was like, no, I'm just going to follow the recipe. Because what was tripping me up was the whole vinegar portion of it. It wanted me to use straight vinegar. And I'm like, well, every time I quick pickle something or make pickles, it's pretty much always like half vinegar, half water.
Right.
And I was really questioning it. Like, is this a misprint? So I go online and I start researching other relish recipes, and a lot of relish recipes are full vinegar.
Right.
So I'm like, nope, I'm just going to stick with the recipe and see how it comes out.
Don't reinvent the wheel.
Don't reinvent the wheel. Lord knows, because it would not be round.
Yeah. Right. That's funny.
So as far as my quick pickle recipe, I really like this recipe. And this is, again, my recipe following thing. Like I picked this recipe and I'm like, I'm going to follow it. And I'm glad I did. I really, really like it. And now I can actually duplicate it. Because that's my problem. Like if I do something, I never write it down.
Right.
And then I can't duplicate it. And I try it again and like something like comes off, way too salty or just not good.
Salty enough.
Not salty enough. Yeah. So basically it's just your cucumbers, your onion, fresh dill. Fresh dill makes it. I'm sold on it. This is actually last year I grew dill, but this year my dill did really good. And so it's just better this year.
Yeah.
It's really good. So there is one thing that I broke in this recipe was it calls for apple cider vinegar, which I didn't have any. So I just used regular and it ended up being fine.
Okay.
And then, other than that, it's water, garlic, pickling salt, sugar, peppercorns, mustard seeds, and pepper flakes.
Yeah.
And of course, I add spicy peppers in too.
So that would work. I mean, that's a good refrigerator pickle recipe for anything. You could just do your cherry tomatoes and that. You could do your sweet peppers and that.
Yeah.
You could mix them up because this isn't something you're looking to make shelf stable.
Right. Yeah. No, this is strictly for the refrigerator. And I've made so many jars, like I can't put any more refrigerator pickles in my refrigerator. It's full.
Your people will want to know what else can we eat?
Right.
So do we want to move on from pickles then?
Yeah, that's all I got for pickles.
We got a lot for pickles there. Another thing I'm going to start today is salsa.
Yes.
Our peppers are coming in. Tomatoes are coming in. We have fresh onions. Ready to make salsa.
Yeah. My peppers are starting to come in, although they're starting to come in kind of slow. I've only picked a few spicy peppers. Picking a ton of shishito peppers, though. Yeah, those are definitely coming in good. But all my spicy things are taking a long time. So
I don't know if I have a salsa recipe written down. I don't think I do. I just kind of wing it.
Yeah.
Is that
bad? In my opinion, no.
I mean, it's tomatoes, it's peppers, it's onions, it's salt, cilantro, lime juice, vinegar. I use apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
A little sugar. Yeah, to taste. I do use a recipe, though, when I can it. I don't have it in my handy book here.
Yeah, well, and I typically don't can salsa. I mean, I'll usually just make it, and then we'll just eat it.
I like it. We all like it better fresh. Yeah, for sure.
But this year, I think I actually do want to can some because I just think I'm going to have enough tomatoes.
Yeah.
In order, I'm going to have to can it.
Yeah. Yeah. We always have some canned salsa on the shelf. We want salsa in the winter. And I also like to use it as part of my dump chili, or anything. Like if you want to make like a Mexican rice, a jar of salsa.
Yeah.
We also do not just salsa, but we do just tomato, kind of like a homemade rotel, like tomatoes and peppers, or tomatoes with chilies or whatever. So we'll do that with any kind of hot pepper we have.
Okay.
Poblanos that aren't that hot, but jalapenos.
Yeah.
I did some last year with the daddles.
Yeah, I could go for some homemade canned rotel.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
So we always have that on the shelf year round. as far as preserving goes with our tomatoes.
So what's your recipe for that? Do you know it off the top of your head?
Yeah, it's like tomatoes and peppers. And that's it. Right. No, I think I use a little lemon juice so that it's it can be shelf stable. And I think I water bath can that for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I wing that one just like the salsa. Like I wing it.
Yeah.
Salt to taste, peppers to taste. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I've been picking off my indeterminate tomatoes and, picking like a handful of them every day. So this year I've just been cutting off the tops of them and freezing them. Mm-hmm. So I've got a big old freezer bag going in my freezer and just kind of freezing them. And I'm planning on just doing like a great big batch of something whenever I have enough.
Yeah. Do you have a tomato sauce recipe?
I do not.
I do, but it's not a recipe.
Imagine that.
That's just how I cook. I mean, for the most part.
Right.
I mean, okay, so Italian herbs.
Yeah.
Garlic, onion.
Okay.
Tomatoes.
Okay.
I don't peel them unless they're coming out of the freezer and they're easy peel.
Yeah.
That is a good tip for freezing tomatoes until you have enough to deal with or you have enough time to deal with it.
Well, and that's why I cut the tops off of them so they would be easier to peel when I blanch them, was my thinking.
Come right, when you thaw them, they come right out of the skins.
Do they?
You don't even blanch them. Yeah.
Okay.
So then you can use the skins. You can dehydrate later for tomato powder.
Okay.
For making tomato paste. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes time says, nope, just feed them to the chickens.
Yeah.
You'll get some gorgeous egg yolks.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I do. And then when we do our tomato sauce, I usually go ahead and make like full on spaghetti sauce with meat in it, ground meat.
Yeah.
Mushrooms, all the good stuff so that I can just have it ready to eat thing, just boil some noodles.
Yes. So, speaking of mushrooms, like the last time we canned mushrooms, we went to the flea market and got them from the USA vegetable guy or person. I don't know if it's a guy, but
family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was thinking about that the other day because I saw one of their posting. They've got like huge bags of zipper peas that you can buy right now.
I saw that, Jenny, but they're $35.
I know, but they come shelled.
Oh.
Yeah. They're like,
well, that is worth it.
They're like ready to blanch and freeze, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if you've ever tried to shell that many zipper peas, but that takes a long time.
It hurts my fingers.
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, that bag is worth the $35. I mean, I grow zipper peas every year, but
I like them canned. I don't like to freeze them. I mean, freezing is good because you're done with it real fast, but then you still have to cook them later.
Yeah.
So I like to can our beans. When we get zipper peas, I like to can them.
Yeah.
Or a fast way to cook is in the Instant Pot when they come out of the freezer.
Okay.
I like to do that too. But so did you get you a bushel?
No, because I haven't had time to go out there, nor have I had like a weekend when I can deal with all that.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're kind of getting into that season where, we're going to have to start blocking out some time to put some stuff up because there's, thank God, there's a lot of stuff coming out of the garden
there really
this year
is,
because like last year we didn't get hardly anything out of our garden.
Yeah.
And this year it's just been drastically different.
I'm so glad.
And it's really, I think, my homemade compost.
Yeah.
My plants love it.
That's great.
Yep. That chicken manure compost.
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah, we're bringing in a lot. I'm keeping track this year.
Are you?
Of
how many pounds?
How many pounds? Yeah.
Nice.
Now I started to break it up like this many cucumbers or this many pounds of cucumber, and now I was like, I can't do that.
Pounds of food.
It's pounds of food, except I haven't been weighing my berries. So I can tell you though, gallons and gallons between mulberries, blackberries, strawberries, gallons. And then we went and picked blueberries at a friend's farm. I mean, I didn't grow it, but it's something that we have to preserve. Yeah. So speaking of berries, we like to do different jams. We always have like, we're the people who have, my in-laws used to have, they were kind of known in our family for this, and it's funny. They would have like 25 different salad dressings all open at the same time.
Right.
In their refrigerator. And it might be like, even like multiples, like 3 ranch and 2 Catalina or whatever.
Right.
But they, you never know what you're going to want. So we are those people with the jam. We have a blueberry, a strawberry, an apple butter, a blackberry,
right,
like all at the same time. So, because you never know what you want.
Spicy blueberry jelly is my favorite to make.
Oh, and pepper jellies. Mm-hmm.
So good. And so I always just I get like the box pectin. Mm-hmm. And inside of it's the Sure Gel brand. Inside of the Sure Gel brand, it always comes with like a fold out recipe thing. Mm-hmm. And so I always just follow their fold out recipe for blueberry jam and just add spicy peppers to it.
Yep, that works. We do that with peach jam and blackberry. I did last year for the first time, and that is my favorite so far. I love that. Blackberry daddle, blackberry jalapeno.
Mm-hmm. It's such a treat too.
Yeah.
We took a jar of that spicy blueberry jam one year and like poured it over like a pork roast. Ooh. And it made like this awesome glaze on it. It was so good.
I like to add, I usually can those pepper jellies in like half pint or quarter pint.
Yeah.
Because that's nice to like take to somebody when you're visiting as a guest. Like here,
right?
Here's
you're
a little,
not giving away a whole jar,
right? Yeah. So those quarter pints are good for that, and I like to add them sometimes to my chili, and it gives a little bit of a sweet to it. It's really good.
I hadn't thought about doing that. Mm-hmm. That's another thing I like to make with my tomatoes is chili starter.
Yeah. So what all do you put in that?
Yeah, and so I don't know.
We're never going to write a cookbook.
No,
ever.
I mean, I do have in my pantry a couple of books where like, I've marked some pages of some recipes, or I may have jotted it down on a piece of paper and put it inside the book, or ripped a page out of a canning magazine and put it into the book. And so, I'm not real organized when it comes to stuff like that, but basically it's all the things that you would put in chili. But the last time I did it, I didn't do any of the meat or beans. And so it was literally just like a chili starter. So everything but your meat and your beans.
So you can water bath can that.
Yeah.
That would be the appeal to me for that. Because pressure canning, once you put the meat in there, you have to pressure can it.
Yeah.
And you're looking at 90 minutes on a quart. So
such a commitment.
It is a commitment. I like having it, especially like ahead of hurricane season. I do like to do a bunch of chili because it gets that meat out of the freezer. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, there's been years where I've done that. Like, we should can some meat. Like one year I pulled out like 10 pounds of stew meat and thawed it all and canned it right before hurricane season.
And then you have it. If you're out of power for a week, you can just heat up. There's your food. You're not rushing the store like everybody else. Mm-hmm. Looking for your canned food.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Mm-hmm. And it's the beginning of hurricane season. Mm-hmm. Now it's got me thinking, like, what is in my freezer that I can pull out and can?
Since like March, I've been thinking, Eric's been asking me, like, when are you gonna, like, I have nothing to do, and he's not being annoying about it at all. And he would help me if I asked him to, but I usually get my canning done during the days when he's at work.
Yeah.
And, so he's asking, like, we've got a lot of stuff in the freezer that needs to be taken care of. Things like soup bones.
Yeah.
Beef fat to render down to tallow, stuff like that. So I have been saying for months, I need to clean out my freezer and get these things on the shelf ahead of hurricane season. And we're here.
Here we are.
And we're busy. And I'm just praying against the storms.
But we've got some time to prepare for
I
that.
I do. And some other things in life are slowing down, so I'll be able to do it. But
yeah.
Oh, here's my pepper jelly recipe. So I did, this is when I started probably 6 or 7 years ago. It's the first recipe in my little notebook here. Aww. I used serrano and jalapeno peppers. I said 10 to 15. I used 2 sweet banana peppers, any other sweet / bell peppers, 1 to 2 of those. Chop, leave some seeds for heat. Food processor works well. Add 4 skinned and pitted peaches or 3 skinned and pitted mangoes. I did a mango one that year. It was good.
Yummy.
1 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup, I was completely sugar-free then. So 1 cup of stevia or erythritol blend.
Right.
You could do sugar. I would do sugar now. 2 cups of water. And then I like to use Pomona's pectin. I usually order it in bulk when I buy it. I don't know of any stores locally to buy it from. But you can use that Pomona's pectin when you're canning with low sugar or no sugar. And it comes with like this little packet of calcium. You add it to water, and then depending on what you're canning, there's, again, just like the Sure-Gel, there's a little pamphlet of information in there that shows like how much calcium water you need. So this recipe was 2 teaspoons of calcium water, half a teaspoon of pectin. Boil that for 2 minutes, all of this, everything. And then can it in water bath for 10 minutes. It's good. Mangoes, I forgot about mangoes. So our friend Emily, her parents have a pretty productive mango tree, and she gives me a few mangoes every year.
Nice.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Very nice. Yeah. You know what's growing back in my garden?
What?
My papaya tree.
I keep wondering because somebody else said theirs came back.
Only one of them, though, because I had 2.
Yeah.
But I was actually told, originally I thought they only came in male and female papaya trees. But somebody told me that came and saw my papaya trees that he thought that one of them, that you can get a variety that is self-pollinating.
Okay.
So I think it's that one that's coming back too.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Maybe you could do some papaya hot pepper jelly.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be good.
That would be awesome. Another thing that I need to make this year, which is really why I'm hoping for a really great pepper year, is hot sauce. It's been probably
I need to do that too.
It's probably been 3 years since I made hot sauce, and I'm on my last bottle.
Yeah.
But we use like a lot of, like we have at any given time probably, 8 or 10 different hot sauces in the house. Tori's always buying them. So I still have like half a bottle of my homemade from like 3 years ago. And I would really like to make some more this year.
Yeah. Hot sauce is also on mine. I ordered bottles.
Okay.
And I don't know how many Tabasco and daddle peppers in the freezer from last year. Again, nice. I meant to do it over winter. I was busy, man. I had a busier than usual winter.
Yeah.
So a lot of times like these berries and things like that get canned over winter for me because I don't have time to do it when they come in. So right now I've got all those berries are in the freezer. I haven't made any jellies or jams yet.
Okay.
But I will.
Nice.
And then the hot sauce is good.
Yes, hot sauce. I have a really good green apple hot sauce recipe. I've got it somewhere.
Send that to me.
It's really good because it's not stupid hot and it's kind of sweet. It's really good on tacos and stuff like that. So,
but I feel like any of those you can dial down or up to your liking with how many peppers you use, right?
Yeah. When I was searching through my freezer for peppers for my relish, I found a whole bag of chocolate habaneros.
Oh, Lord.
I was like, oh, it's
Jenny,
like I found gold.
That would be like, I would use like half a pepper for... I don't know, 3 dozen bottles, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to use them for, but I'll have to think of something like super fun to use them.
Do you ever do like a jalapeno cheesy bread?
Actually, the artisan bread in 5 minutes a day, that recipe that I love, I have absolutely taken peppers and just like chopped them up and then cheese and crumbled it up and mixed it in with the dough and baked it. It comes out amazing.
Well, I wonder if your chocolate jalapeno or chocolate habaneros would be good for that.
Yeah, it might be.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, what else is coming in?
Oh my gosh, squash. Not for me so much. I mean, I'm picking some like here and there, but I know it's like coming out of your ears.
It really is. Yeah, it's slowed down now. A lot of my plants got powdery mildew disease.
Okay.
Which it's funny. Normally, like I'd say, okay, it's the end of the season, and I'd replant in the fall.
Right.
Well, and last year I kind of did this too. Like, okay, it's June, it's muggy, I'm going to be fighting against the heat and the weather and all of that. So I'm just done with them.
Yeah.
But then I had some that I just left for too long, and they started to grow new leaves. And so I cut back all the old stuff.
Yeah.
Gave them some room, gave them some airflow, and yeah, they're coming back.
Yeah.
So I did that again last night after we had a nice rain last night, and then it was cooler in the evening, so I was able to garden. But yeah, I rescued a few yellow squash and zucchini plants. And actually, oddly enough, I was out this morning looking around at what I have left to do, and those plants flowered overnight.
Nice.
So yeah, they were happy. They were happy with that.
I brought you my lemon squash quick pickle
Yes, tell
recipe.
me.
Yeah, and they have a spicy version too.
Okay.
So it's super easy and it's so good.
Okay.
Okay, so 4 garlic cloves cut in half, 2 dill pieces, 2 slices of lemon, a teaspoon of coriander, a 1/4 teaspoon of celery seed, a teaspoon of mustard seed, 1 bay leaf, and 8 whole peppercorns. And so that will cover 2 pounds of squash. And then for your liquid, you're basically just doing, 3 cups of white vinegar, 3 cups of water, 3 tablespoons of pickling salt, and 3 tablespoons of sugar.
Nice.
Yeah. So, of course, you're just boiling all that together,
Right.
packing it raw, pouring it over, and sticking it in the fridge.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I always we don't eat that stuff until it's been in the fridge for at least 5 days.
Yeah.
So those flavors really meld together. The squash will take it on. I did a gallon jar of fermented zucchini and squash.
Okay.
So when you ferment foods, if you're not familiar, you're not adding vinegar, but you still get that tangy vinegar taste through the natural ferment. So it's a salt and distilled water balance or clean water balance. We should have somebody on to talk fermenting sometime.
Yeah, that would be really fun because I'm very, very, very new to fermenting, although we did end up getting 10 heads of cabbage not too long ago.
Yeah.
And we made a ginormous batch of kimchi, and that kimchi is so good right now. When we went camping last weekend, I love to take stuff like this when we go camping. You know, I pull out all my jars of pickles and squash and kimchi, and everybody's like, what in the heck is all this?
Well, it's fun. That's how you eat normally anyways.
Yeah, but it's so fun to walk around and here, try a pickle. Here, eat some kimchi. And they always look at you really strange.
Join my cult.
What is this stuff in this jar? You know?
Yeah.
And everybody really likes it.
Yeah.
But the kimchi is really good now. I don't know how many months it's been sitting for, but I do have it in the fridge at this point.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. Tori keeps on telling me people in Korea keep it on their roofs for
Ever?
A really, really, really long time. They'll just have
They just scrape the mold off the top.
huge things of kimchi sitting up on their roof, I guess. I don't know. But I'm well, we got a fridge. We'll just put it in the fridge for now.
Yeah, I thought you ferment on the counter as long as you want it to ferment. And when you want it to stop, you put it in the fridge.
Yeah, I stuck mine in the fridge.
Yeah, so we did the squash and zucchini after about, I think, a week. I think it was 9 days maybe.
I go closer to 14 on the things that I ferment.
Yeah.
Because it really gives it a nice tang.
For kimchi for sure. Yeah, these I was afraid they were going to get mushy.
Yeah.
So, but I also wasn't too afraid because it's coming out of my ears. So, but I needed to do something with it. I also spiralized and blanched and froze some zucchini to use later.
Okay.
So
It's a good idea.
yeah, you can shred it and use it in zucchini breads. You could make that now and freeze the whole baked loaf and then thaw it when you're ready for it, or muffins or whatever. Other ways to preserve zucchini. I can't think of anything else.
No. I can't think of anything else either. But we don't usually grow a lot of that stuff because nobody really loves it unless it's lemon pickled.
Yeah.
Then it's really good.
Then it's amazing.
Another thing we've been preserving is eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just been water glassing those because, of course, every hurricane season, once it gets to be late hurricane season, those chickens, they shut off.
Shut down, yeah.
Yep, early winter. So last year I was buying eggs. And so this year, instead of selling eggs, I thought, I'm really just going to put these up. So
I haven't done that yet because I have a new flock coming. Mm-hmm. They're just coming of age to lay. They've just started laying, and they have the cutest little eggs. And so I'm not selling those yet because they're small.
They're little.
Like I can't.
Yeah.
So my family is getting all of the small eggs. And when I break them and put them in the pan, I'm like, look how cute they are. I mean, bigger than quail eggs, but smaller than normal chicken eggs. They'll get bigger. But they probably won't completely stop this year, their first year.
Yeah, probably.
And plus, I figure I'll have plenty, coming in around that time, like August, September, that I can water glass then. So I haven't done any yet. But the last 2 winters, I haven't had to buy eggs at all. Usually it's like the Christmas baking season that gets me, where I'm like, right. I have to, because we can get by with what we're getting usually until then. Like we just don't eat eggs every day.
Right.
But we get spoiled.
Well, it kind of goes with the whole seasonal eating thing,
Right.
If you're not getting as many, you just don't eat as many.
Right. We do other things for our breakfast then. So, but yeah, I am looking forward to doing that again too, because it was sure nice. Sure. This last winter, I didn't buy butter for the first time.
Wow.
Didn't buy eggs for 2 winters in a row.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
It made keeping those animals worth it. Because when you're buying eggs and you're feeding chickens, it feels like a slap in the face.
It really does.
And you go out there and you yell at them and you cuss them and you threaten them. But there's just nothing you can do. Just got to wait it out. So having them on the shelf will be good.
Yeah. So let's talk about all the different ways you're putting up your dairy.
We are preserving dairy a lot right now. Right now we're doing cheese, a lot of cheese, a lot of butter.
Can you freeze butter?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you make big batches and just freeze it, like break it up into small batches and then freeze it?
Yeah. And there's a mold, like a silicone mold for like what your normal sticks of butter would be.
Okay.
And I think there's like 4 in a pan. And so you can smash it in there, put it in the freezer, take it out and wrap that up. But because that's the thing, like when I'm reading recipes and they're like half a stick of butter, it took me forever to be able to remember, oh, well, that's like 1/8 of a cup. A stick of butter is a 1/4 cup or a 1/4 pound or whatever. Because our butter comes in chunks.
Right.
It's a big old hunk. It's saran wrapped. It's been in the freezer. We do freeze it. We make a lot of it out of the cream that comes on the top of the milk that we skim off. And we do that when usually it's towards the end of a cow's lactation when they're giving a lot more cream to milk ratio. And like they're giving almost half and half a lot of times or even more. Like you'll see some people on some of these cow pages and it depends on their diet or what time of year it is when they're on green grass and that kind of stuff. But once they wean that calf and they're getting towards the end of lactation, ready to dry off again, they give like almost full jars of cream.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. And genetics plays a role, obviously. But we put up a bunch of butter then so that we have it. And then we don't have to skim milk when it's not that heavy, not that thick. So we're doing that, making cheese. So we have our current favorite thing is marinated mozzarella.
Which is amazing, I might add. We snacked on some right before we started recording, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, so
dangerous.
I'll give our mozzarella recipe. I don't know where this came from. I've been making this one since I first started milking cows, and I didn't write down where it came from. I'd love to give credit where it's due, but I'm sorry, whoever's recipe this is. I don't know. I'm sorry. Now you could do like there's some cheater recipes out there that you use like lemon juice or vinegar is popular.
Okay.
But your cheese is going to have a vinegar flavor or a lemon juice flavor. Lemon juice is not so bad if you're making like a ricotta that you want to add some herbs to. That you can make that work. Not always though. You know, if you want like a sweet ricotta to have with apple slices, I don't want it to taste like vinegar.
No.
You know?
No.
So, you can do that, but this is what I do. So I do, 2 weird things that you might have to order are citric acid, which you can get that on the grocery store canning department, and rennet.
Okay.
I get my rennet from cheesemaking.com. I use like a veal rennet. It lasts forever.
What is it?
It's made from now there are plant rennets too. I don't know how that's made. I haven't researched into that. I don't understand it and I don't care to. Frankly, I like the animal rennet. It works really well.
Right.
It comes from the lining of the calf's stomach. So, or a ruminant animal's stomach. So it could be lamb.
Okay.
And guys, technically, like if you're coming down hard on people who eat veal or lamb, like lamb can be called lamb up to a year old, I think it is. Veal just means it's only ever eaten its mother's milk. It's not been fed grass or grain. So that could be like a year old.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's from the lining of the ruminant stomach out of their rumen. And I couldn't tell you the details on that.
I would not want to have to harvest that.
And like, who discovers this stuff?
Right.
You know? Like, how did they
Who was
figure
the
that
first
out?
person that ever tried this?
Right. So I mix 1.5 teaspoons of citric acid with a cup of water. I warm my 1 gallon of milk to 90 degrees on the stovetop. Now I'm using raw milk. This works best with raw milk. You could also use store-bought milk as long as it's not like ultra high pasteurized, you know, like that ultra high heat pasteurization. But I think this will work with a regular low pasteurized milk.
Okay.
I think it's going to work better with raw, and like with any cheeses, the fresher the milk, the better. So sometimes if we have an abundance and I know I have time to make cheese today, I'm just going to bring the milk in the bucket straight to the kitchen, put it in the pot.
Right.
So
Get it going.
Yeah, I never chill it. So heat it to 90 degrees, take that off the heat and add a 1/4 teaspoon of rennet. So you can see like if you buy a big bottle of this stuff, a 1/4 teaspoon.
Right. So it's going to last you a long time.
It lasts a long time. Yeah. Stir about 30 seconds until you start to see separation begin, and you'll see it like it'll become a little grainy looking. Mm-hmm. You cover and let it sit for 5 minutes. When you look at it again, let's see, it should be soft. If not, give it another 5 minutes. Now I say soft, it's going to go from its liquid milk form to that little bit of grainy texture in floating around in the milk,
right,
to it's going to congeal. So it's going to look almost like yogurt.
Okay.
Not quite as thick as yogurt, but it definitely, soft is the way to say it. So it's not liquid anymore, but it's not a solid either. Return it to medium to low heat and warm to 105 degrees, stirring slowly while the curds separate. If it's too warm, don't worry. This is a super forgiving recipe. If it's too warm, you go over 105, the curds will start to melt together. That's all right. Like that's what you're going to want anyways. It's making the mozzarella.
Okay.
But if that happens, you're going to get more of a chewier mozzarella than a soft mozzarella. Take it off the heat, use a slotted spoon to remove curds into a glass bowl, squeeze off the extra liquid. That's your whey. You can save that and use that in different ways. I like to soak chicken feed in it is my favorite thing to do with it. You can use it in your compost or in your garden. You can bake with it in place of water, whatever.
Right.
Then you're going to take that glass bowl and you're going to microwave for 30 seconds at a time. So put it in the microwave for 30 seconds, pull it out, drain off. More whey comes out.
Okay.
Drain it off, start turning it, kneading it a little bit, put it back for 30 seconds, take it out, drain it off. And it really just takes a couple times. And then salt it to your liking. So my recipe says 3/4 teaspoons of salt, but I don't find that works. I'm like at a tablespoon of salt. Some of that comes off in the way as you need it. And then honestly, I'm going to say like turn to YouTube for some tutorials on that because people have different ways of kneading and stretching the cheese to its final product. I do that minimally, really. And then, so when I learned how to do this, the tip was store it in its own way. I don't like to do that because it gets a little slimy in the refrigerator when it comes out. And that's honestly, that's how you'll buy it. Like if you buy fresh mozzarella from the store, it's in its own liquid.
Yeah.
I don't like it. The homemade stuff gets slimy. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I don't know.
Right.
But so I usually drop it in a bowl of ice water right away.
Okay.
And then you want to keep the air off it so it doesn't dry out. So instead of using the whey, I wrap it up in saran wrap. And if I'm going, it will freeze pretty well. If I'm going to freeze it, then I'll vacuum seal that. And then I'll put that in the freezer. If not, just the saran wrap works.
So how long does this whole entire process take from like start to finish?
It's like 20 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. It's not long at all.
That's not bad at all.
No.
Sounded like a lengthy process.
I know, because it's do this, then that. But this is honestly like the easiest cheese recipe in the world to me. So if you wanted to make like cheese sticks or
that's a great idea.
Cheese balls, you want to do that, like break it up into the pieces you want ahead of time and then drop that in the ice water and it'll hold its form so they don't all mush together.
Very nice.
So the marinated mozzarella is our thing right now and it's amazing.
It is so good.
I love it. I also do a Monterey Jack cheese. That is a recipe out of a cheese book. A friend gave me this recipe, and ever since I found it, it's the only one I do as far as like an all-purpose cheese. It grates. I used it in place of Parmesan to make eggplant Parmesan this week.
Okay.
It was amazing.
It grates, it melts.
It melts, it slices. We're using it on sandwiches. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you can flavor that how you want. If you want a pepper jack, you use hot peppers. If you want a steakhouse jack, you use steak seasonings. We smoke it. We use it in our mac and cheese. We use it for everything.
Nice. And so can you freeze that one as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess, I haven't now that I think about it. You can freeze it, but I haven't.
Okay.
We usually go through it.
Right.
I mean, and it lasts, honestly, like it lasts in the refrigerator. So it just ages. Mm-hmm. As long as you keep it clean. As long as you can keep your boys' grubby hands off of it. So it doesn't grow stuff.
That might be tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saran wrap, though, works well. And I tell them all the time, I'm like, hold it with the plastic, please.
Right.
So, yeah, we're preserving dairy a lot right now. And then herbs. Do you have herbs coming in?
I have dill. I have oregano, rosemary.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. Oh, I do have some basil. I have some spicy basil. My basil didn't do good this year.
Oh, really?
No, I just direct sowed it all in the garden, and so you know how little those seeds are.
Yeah.
You know, I probably just should have started them up on the porch, and
They probably sprouted and you weeded them.
probably. I mean,
Basil looks like a little weed when it first starts. I'm bad about that. Yeah, I have basil coming in to dry. I'm trying to think of like the cooler weather things are pretty much done.
oh yeah. What I am going to start doing though is start foraging more Biden's Alba because that is starting to grow like crazy around my house, around our barn specifically. Harvest some more of those leaves. I did a bunch of that last year, but we've actually gone through like half the jar. So
How are you using it?
just drying them, using them mainly as tea.
As a tea. Okay.
Yeah, I did make a tincture of Biden's Alba, elderberry, and I put one other thing in there. I can't remember. I did write it down though. But I made a tincture using moonshine And that is some powerful tincture right there. Like you start feeling a little sick and you just take a little teaspoon of it just 2 or 3 times a day and you are good.
Wow.
So, Biden's Alba is kind of like a good go-to, you know, for a lot of different things. And nettles.
Nettle, yeah, you talked about that before. Are those coming in right now?
No, nettle season is done, thank goodness, because we were like, it was overtaking about half of my yard.
Wow.
It was really out of control. So,
do the chickens eat it?
no, but I feel like the chickens really contribute to it spreading.
Well, I wondered, did they eat it and spread the seed?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure, but that's where it all started, was right around my chicken coop, and it's just went crazy.
It must like that chicken manure fertilizer.
I think so.
Yeah, we're drying herbs. I've been using the dehydrator on low. And the thing about preserving herbs is you don't want them to get too hot because they lose their medicinal properties. And they lose some flavor too. I need to make pesto.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That's a good way to preserve your herbs, is to make a pesto and freeze it. Yep.
So preserving all the things.
All the things. All the things. Yeah.
Because it's that time of year. So
it is.
You know, if you're going to grow it and you have an abundance, you might as well learn how to put it up.
That's
and
right.
It's so good come wintertime to open up that jar of tomatoes.
And it's less stuff that you're buying from the store.
That's right.
That's what it's all about.
That's right.
All right, y'all. Well, until next week.
All right. See y'all.
Bye.